Today, I want to remind you of one simple yet profound truth. You have one life, and with that one life comes one chance. One chance to shape your future, to define your destiny, and to live a life that aligns with your deepest aspirations. The choices you make today will determine the path you walk tomorrow, and in this single chance we are given, every decision, every thought, and every action matters. It's easy to get distracted by the noise of the world or to let the opinions of others steer us off course. But let me ask you, are you taking full responsibility for your life? Are you embracing the incredible power you hold within to create the future you desire? The truth is, you have the power to shape your life in ways that most people never imagine. But that power comes with one condition: you must focus on what truly matters and commit to it with everything you have. If you can focus on your goals and take deliberate action toward them every single day, you'll find that doors will open where none seem to exist. This journey is about more than just the destination. It's about the person you become along the way. You are constantly growing, evolving, and learning. And with each new challenge, with each new step forward, you become stronger and more capable of reaching heights you never thought possible. But this process isn't without its hurdles. There will be moments where you want to give up, when the road seems too hard. It is in these moments that you must remember persistence is your greatest ally. The greatest successes come not from never failing, but from refusing to stay down when things get tough. So as we stand here today, remember this: you have one life, and with it one chance. Make it count. The power to create the life you've always wanted is in your hands. Are you ready to take it? Embrace responsibility for your life. One of the most empowering concepts in life is the idea that we are in control of our own fate. The truth is, we all have the ability to shape our future through our choices, our actions, and, most importantly, our mindset. Too often we find ourselves looking outward for answers, waiting for circumstances or other people to change in order for us to succeed. But the reality is simple: you have the power to create your own destiny. The idea of taking responsibility for your life might sound daunting to some, even overwhelming. It means acknowledging that you are the driver of your own journey, and that means you are accountable for everything you experience, every success, and every setback. But it is this very responsibility that unlocks the door to personal growth, fulfillment, and achievement. The power of ownership. When you embrace responsibility for your life, you are essentially taking ownership of it. You are no longer a passive observer waiting for life to happen to you. Instead, you are an active participant in creating the life you desire. In every moment, you have the power to make decisions that influence your trajectory. This ownership is liberating because it means you no longer have to wait for someone else to give you permission or for circumstances to be perfect. You think about this: every time you take responsibility for a situation, you take control. This doesn't mean that everything will always go according to plan, but it does mean that you are always in the driver's seat. Even when things don't work out as expected, you are empowered to choose how to respond. You can adjust, learn from the experience, and move forward with greater wisdom. Accountability, the key to growth. Taking responsibility for your life requires accountability. This means being honest with yourself about where you are and where you want to be. It means acknowledging your strengths, but also facing your weaknesses head on. Accountability is not about beating yourself up when things go wrong. Instead, it's about recognizing that every outcome, whether good or bad, is a result of your actions or inactions. Once you take full ownership of your life, you realize that your success or failure is a direct reflection of the decisions you make each day. This accountability is crucial for growth. Growth doesn't happen when we make excuses or blame others for our shortcomings. Growth happens when we take full responsibility for our actions and begin to make better choices. When we hold ourselves accountable, we have the opportunity to identify areas for improvement and take proactive steps toward becoming the best version of ourselves. No one is coming to save you. One of the most important truths to understand is that no one is coming to save you. You cannot wait for the perfect moment, the perfect person, or the perfect opportunity to come knocking at your door. Life doesn't work that way. You have to go after what you want with everything you have, knowing that you are the one responsible for your outcomes. When you embrace this idea, you stop waiting for external circumstances to change. You understand that you can create the life you want through your own efforts, determination, and decision-making. This is liberating because it means you are in control. You are not at the mercy of the world or the people around you. You hold the key to your own success, and that key lies in your ability to take action and make decisions that align with your goals. The freedom of personal responsibility. Taking responsibility for your life is not only about work and achievement, it's about freedom. Freedom comes when you realize that you are not bound by past mistakes, by your current situation, or by the opinions of others. You are free to create your own future. When you stop blaming others for your problems and start looking inward, you free yourself from the weight of victimhood and powerlessness. This freedom allows you to break through self-imposed limitations. It's easy to get caught up in the idea that your circumstances define you. Perhaps you come from a difficult background, or you've faced setbacks that have shaken your confidence. But when you take responsibility for your life, you realize that these things don't define you unless you allow them to. You have the power to decide who you want to be, regardless of your past or present situation. The power of decision. At the core of taking responsibility for your life is the power of decision. Every moment is filled with decisions that shape your life. Some decisions are small, while others may feel monumental. But the truth is, every decision, no matter how insignificant it seems, is contributing to the path you walk. The power to decide gives you control over your life. It's important to understand that each decision is an opportunity for growth. When you take responsibility for your decisions, you take ownership of your future. Your life will be a direct reflection of the choices you make today. Whether it's choosing to work harder, to learn something new, or to be more disciplined in your habits, each choice adds up over time and creates the life you lead. You can decide to change your life, and it all starts with one decision, one step forward. The impact of self-discipline. Another key element of embracing responsibility is self-discipline. This is perhaps the most challenging yet the most rewarding aspect of taking ownership of your life. Self-discipline is the ability to make decisions that align with your long-term goals, even when it's difficult. It means staying focused on your vision, even when distractions arise or when the easy path seems more appealing. Self-discipline is what separates those who achieve their dreams from those who fall short. It's easy to give in to short-term temptations or to procrastinate, but true success comes when you have the discipline to stick with your goals, even when it's tough. Taking control of your time. Time is one of the most precious resources we have, yet many people allow it to slip away without fully appreciating its value. When you embrace responsibility for your life, you begin to take control of your time. You recognize that every moment you spend is a moment you will never get back. How you choose to use your time has a direct impact on your future. Are you spending your time on activities that move you closer to your goals, or are you wasting it on distractions that lead nowhere? Taking responsibility for your time means being intentional with how you use it. It means investing in the things that matter most: your personal growth, your relationships, and your passions. The reward of personal responsibility. Taking responsibility for your life is the key to living with purpose and fulfillment. When you own your life, you begin to see the rewards in all areas. You feel empowered because you know that your success is in your hands. You feel proud of the progress you make, knowing that it's the result of your efforts and your decisions. Most importantly, taking responsibility for your life allows you to live authentically. You stop blaming the world for your struggles and start looking for the opportunities within your challenges. This shift in mindset leads to a life of meaning and accomplishment. You realize that your potential is limitless when you take full responsibility for your own path. Embrace responsibility for your life. Understand that you are in control of your destiny. The choices you make, the actions you take, and the mindset you cultivate will determine the life you live. You stop waiting for the world to change for you. Change begins with you, and the power to create the life you want is already within you. Take ownership of your journey and use your time, energy, and decisions wisely. You are the author of your own story, and you have the power to write it however you choose. Embrace that responsibility, and you'll unlock the life of fulfillment, success, and growth that you deserve. The power of focus. We are constantly bombarded with distractions. We have 1,000 things competing for our attention at any given moment, from emails and social media to endless tasks and obligations. It's easy to feel overwhelmed, as if there's never enough time to do everything, and even harder to focus on what truly matters. Yet, it's precisely in this environment of distractions that the power of focus becomes one of the most valuable tools for success. Focus is the ability to direct your attention to a single task or goal with clarity and purpose, ignoring everything else. It is the foundation upon which success is built. Without focus, we scatter our energy in many directions, never fully investing in any one thing. With focus, however, we harness our energy and efforts, creating a powerful force that propels us toward our objectives. The power of a clear vision. The first step in harnessing the power of focus is to have a clear vision. Without a vision, we wander aimlessly, reacting to whatever comes our way, rather than consciously choosing our direction. A clear vision gives you a destination, a sense of purpose that guides all of your actions. When you know what you want and why you want it, focus becomes easier to maintain. A person with a clear vision is like a ship with a destination. They know where they're headed and can adjust course along the way, but their focus remains on the end goal. This clarity prevents you from being swept away by distractions or getting sidetracked by things that don't align with your vision. The danger of multitasking. In our modern world, multitasking is often seen as a skill, something that demonstrates efficiency. But in reality, multitasking is a myth. Studies have shown that when we try to do multiple things at once, we divide our attention and reduce our effectiveness. Multitasking leads to mistakes, delays, and ultimately poor results. The human brain wasn't designed to focus on more than one complex task at a time. When you attempt to juggle several activities at once, you end up compromising the quality of each. Instead of trying to do everything simultaneously, it's far more effective to single task focus on one thing at a time and give it your full attention. This is where the power of focus truly shines. By dedicating yourself fully to one task, you not only complete it more efficiently, but you also produce better results. The impact of distractions. Distractions are the enemy of focus. Whether it's the pull of social media, the constant ping of your phone, or the temptation to check emails, distractions keep us from doing our best work. In fact, every time we get distracted, it takes time to refocus, and we lose momentum. In a world where interruptions are constant, the ability to stay focused requires conscious effort and discipline. It involves setting boundaries, limiting the amount of time you spend on non-productive activities, turning off notifications, and creating an environment that fosters concentration. When you eliminate distractions, you free up mental space to dive deeper into your work, allowing you to achieve more in less time. The role of discipline and focus. Focus requires discipline. It's easy to let your mind wander or to fall prey to distractions, but maintaining focus takes conscious effort and commitment. Discipline is the muscle that helps you stay on track when your mind wants to wander or when you feel tempted to check your phone. It's about making a choice to stay committed to your goal, even when things get difficult or when immediate gratification calls. The discipline to focus is what separates those who achieve their dreams from those who fall short. Discipline isn't about being rigid or punishing yourself. It's about developing habits that align with your goals. The more you practice the discipline of focus, the easier it becomes. Just like any muscle, the more you train it, the stronger it gets. Breaking big goals into smaller tasks. One of the most powerful ways to maintain focus is by breaking larger goals into smaller, more manageable tasks. When you look at a big goal, it can feel overwhelming. But when you break it down into bite-sized pieces, it becomes much more achievable. Focus doesn't just mean dedicating yourself to the big picture. It also means focusing on the next step, the task at hand, without getting bogged down by the entire journey. By focusing on smaller tasks, you prevent yourself from feeling overwhelmed and increase your chances of success. Each small task you complete brings you closer to your larger goal, and each success helps you stay motivated and focused on the next step. The power of focus lies in consistently taking one step at a time, knowing that each step moves you closer to the destination. The importance of prioritization. When you focus on everything, you focus on nothing. The key to maintaining focus is knowing what to prioritize. Prioritization is an essential skill for managing your time and energy effectively. When you prioritize, you identify what's most important and allocate your attention accordingly. Not everything that demands your attention is worth your focus. In fact, many things are distractions masquerading as urgent tasks. To truly harness the power of focus, you need to evaluate your commitments and eliminate anything that doesn't align with your most important goals. Learn to say no to things that don't serve your purpose and say yes to what moves you forward. Focus creates momentum. Once you begin to focus on what matters, something incredible happens. Focus breeds momentum, and momentum breeds success. The more focused you are on your goal, the more progress you make, and the more progress you make, the more motivated you become. This creates a positive feedback loop that propels you toward your goals faster. It's easy to get caught up in the day-to-day grind and feel like you're not making progress. But when you focus on the task at hand and make consistent effort, you will begin to see momentum build. Even small steps forward will create a sense of achievement and move you closer to where you want to be. Focus in the face of challenges. No journey is without obstacles. There will be times when things don't go as planned, when setbacks occur, and when challenges seem insurmountable. But it's precisely in these moments that focus becomes your greatest asset. When things get tough, it's easy to lose sight of your goal and give in to frustration or defeat. But focus allows you to rise above these challenges. By maintaining focus on your goal, you can navigate through adversity and find the strength to keep moving forward. Focus helps you to keep perspective, to stay grounded in your purpose, and to find solutions rather than dwell on problems. In the face of challenges, your ability to stay focused is what will keep you moving towards success. The power of focus is not just a skill, it's a mindset. It is the key that unlocks your potential and allows you to achieve greatness. By cultivating a clear vision, avoiding distractions, prioritizing what matters, and committing to discipline, you can harness the power of focus and create the life you desire. Focus allows you to achieve more with less effort, and it empowers you to stay on course, no matter what challenges come your way. Embrace the power of focus, and you will unlock the door to success, one step at a time. Take action now. We all have dreams. We all have goals we want to achieve, lives we want to build, and legacies we want to leave behind. But the difference between those who succeed and those who don't often comes down to one simple but powerful factor: action. We can think about our dreams, we can talk about our goals, but unless we take action, those dreams and goals remain nothing more than ideas floating in the air, never realized. The truth is, no matter how passionate we are or how great our ideas are, action is the key to success. Without action, potential is wasted. Every moment you delay taking action is a moment you'll never get back. Time waits for no one. Therefore, to create the life we desire, we must act now. The paralysis of perfectionism. One of the biggest reasons people delay taking action is the fear of not doing things perfectly. We often wait for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, or the perfect set of circumstances. But perfection is a trap. It's an illusion. There is no perfect moment, no flawless plan, and no ideal conditions to start. The longer you wait for the perfect time, the longer you delay the very action that will move you forward. Perfectionism keeps us paralyzed, stuck in a cycle of overthinking and overplanning. Instead of taking action, we try to predict every possible outcome and mitigate every risk, which only leads to further hesitation. It's easy to become obsessed with making everything ideal, but the truth is, perfect conditions don't exist. The key to moving forward is to take imperfect action. Action that may not be flawless, but action nonetheless. The more you do, the more you learn. The more you try, the more you improve. The first step is always the hardest, but once you take it, momentum builds and things begin to fall into place. The power of consistency. Action isn't just about one grand leap, it's about consistency. It's about showing up every day and taking small steps toward your goals, even when it seems like you're not making much progress. Small actions taken consistently over time compound and create massive results. Whether it's working on a project, developing a new habit, or pursuing a career goal, the power of consistency can't be overstated. The truth is, you don't have to make huge leaps every single day to make progress. It's about taking one step forward, no matter how small it may seem. When you consistently take action, even in the face of setbacks, you build momentum. Each small step brings you closer to where you want to be, and before long, those small actions lead to massive accomplishments. Consistency requires discipline. It's about staying committed to the process, even when the results aren't immediately apparent. But over time, your consistent actions will pay off, and you'll begin to see how far you've come. The fear of failure. Fear is one of the biggest obstacles to taking action. We fear failure. We fear making mistakes. We fear the unknown. But here's the truth: failure is part of the journey. Failure is not the end. It's simply feedback. It's a stepping stone on the path to success. Every successful person has faced failure along the way. What separates those who succeed from those who don't is their ability to keep going despite their failures. The fear of failure can be paralyzing, but it doesn't have to be. When you reframe failure as a necessary part of growth, it becomes less daunting. Failure teaches us valuable lessons, strengthens our resilience, and brings us closer to success. If you never take action because you're afraid of failing, you will never know what you're truly capable of. Remember, no one achieves success without facing challenges, setbacks, or mistakes. The only true failure is inaction, when you don't even try. So, take that first step, and don't be afraid of stumbling along the way. Each step forward, no matter how imperfect, is a step toward your success. The importance of taking initiative. Taking action is not just about responding to opportunities, it's about creating opportunities. Successful people don't wait for the perfect opportunity to come to them. They take initiative. They create their own opportunities by taking decisive action. Waiting for something to happen or for the perfect opportunity to arise is a passive approach. But in life, you must be proactive. Opportunities won't knock on your door unless you first show up and take the steps to create them. Whether it's reaching out to a potential client, starting a new project, or learning a new skill, taking the initiative puts you in the driver's seat of your life. Taking initiative requires courage, but it also empowers you to make things happen. When you act, you take control of your destiny. You stop waiting for someone else to hand you success, you go after it yourself. Overcoming procrastination. Procrastination is the enemy of progress. It's the habit of putting things off until later, convincing yourself that you'll get to it eventually. The problem with procrastination is that later often never comes. We tell ourselves that we'll work on something tomorrow, next week, or next month, but the reality is that tomorrow becomes another excuse, and the cycle continues. To overcome procrastination, you need to break the cycle of delay. One of the most effective ways to do this is by focusing on the first small step. Often the hardest part is getting started. Once you begin, you build momentum and it becomes easier to keep going. Start by committing to a small task, and once you take that first step, the rest will follow. One powerful technique is to set deadlines for yourself. When you have a sense of urgency, you force yourself to take action. Procrastination thrives in a state of indecision, but when you set clear, actionable goals with deadlines, you eliminate that indecision and move forward. The ripple effect of action. Taking action doesn't just impact your own life, it creates a ripple effect that extends to others. When you take action, you inspire those around you to do the same. Your efforts can motivate your family, your colleagues, and your community to take action toward their own goals. Success breeds success, and by acting, you contribute to a culture of growth and achievement. Action leads to results, and results speak for themselves. When you take action and achieve even small wins, you gain confidence. With each success, you reinforce the belief that you can do more, and you continue to build momentum. Your results will prove to you and others that taking action is the key to unlocking your potential. Taking action is the bridge between dreams and reality. It's the difference between wishing for something and making it happen. If you want to create the life you desire, you must act. Take the first step. Even if it's imperfect, even if it's small, take action now. The sooner you act, The sooner you begin to move closer to your goals. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Create the moment by taking action today. Remember, every journey starts with a single step, and that step is yours to take. The power of consistency. In a world that thrives on instant gratification, it's easy to forget the value of consistency. We are often told that success comes with big breaks, grand gestures, and major victories. However, the real power behind achieving lasting success doesn't come from sporadic moments of brilliance. It comes from consistency. Consistency is the act of doing something repeatedly, day in and day out, regardless of how small the action may seem at the time. It's about showing up even when you don't feel like it. It's about pushing forward when it seems like nothing is happening. It's the daily habits, routines, and efforts that compound over time to produce remarkable results. The compound effect of small actions. One of the most powerful aspects of consistency is its ability to compound. Small, consistent actions may not seem significant in the moment, but when practiced over time, they lead to exponential results. This is known as the compound effect, and it applies to every area of life. For example, if you commit to reading just 10 pages of a book each day, over the course of a year, you'll have read over 3,600 pages, roughly 12 full-length books. What may seem like a small and insignificant effort, done consistently over time, yields impressive results. This principle applies to your fitness, your career, your personal development, and every other goal you pursue. The same idea applies to saving money. If you put aside a small amount each day or week, it may seem like little progress at first. But when you keep doing it, and when that consistency compounds over time, you'll be surprised at how much you've saved without even thinking about it. This idea of consistency building momentum is the secret to achieving long-term success. The role of discipline in consistency. Consistency is rooted in discipline. It's about staying committed to a goal or routine, even when motivation wanes or obstacles arise. Motivation alone is not enough to sustain progress. Motivation is fleeting, it comes and goes. But discipline is what allows you to continue moving forward when motivation is absent. To be consistent, you must develop discipline. This means creating a plan, sticking to it, and holding yourself accountable. Discipline is what keeps you focused on the long-term goal when you'd rather take shortcuts or give up. Without discipline, consistency is impossible. The good news is discipline can be developed. It's like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. By committing to small actions each day, you train your discipline, and over time, it becomes easier to stay consistent in your efforts. Building strong habits. Consistency is all about building good habits. Success is the sum of the habits you cultivate over time. Whether it's waking up early, exercising regularly, eating healthy, or investing in your personal growth, it's the daily habits that determine your success in life. Habits are powerful because they automate actions. When something becomes a habit, it doesn't require much mental energy or willpower to perform. Instead, it becomes ingrained in your routine. Building strong, positive habits is a critical part of consistency because habits make success easier. Instead of relying on willpower to get things done, you just do them because they're part of your everyday life. The key to building strong habits is starting small and being consistent. Don't try to change everything at once. Focus on one habit, and once it becomes automatic, move on to the next. Over time, these small habits will add up, and you'll find that you've built a life of consistency that leads to success. The power of showing up every day. One of the most underestimated aspects of consistency is simply showing up. It's easy to wait for the perfect moment or to assume that success will happen when conditions are right. But the truth is, the key to achieving any goal is to keep showing up, day after day, regardless of how you feel. Success is not just about one big leap. It's about showing up consistently, even when things are tough. It's about doing the work every day, even when you don't see immediate results. By showing up each day, you send a powerful message to yourself: I am committed to my goal, and I am willing to do whatever it takes to achieve it. This consistency builds resilience. It teaches you that success is a process, not a single event. Every time you show up, you build momentum. Every time you take action, you move closer to your goal. And over time, showing up will become second nature, allowing you to continue growing, even in the face of challenges. Overcoming setbacks and staying consistent. One of the biggest challenges to consistency is facing setbacks. No one achieves success without encountering obstacles along the way. But consistency isn't about avoiding setbacks, it's about how you respond to them. Life will inevitably throw challenges your way, and how you handle those challenges will determine whether or not you stay consistent. When setbacks occur, many people tend to give up or take a break. However, the most successful individuals are the ones who continue moving forward, even in the face of adversity. They understand that setbacks are a natural part of the process and that the key to success is not avoiding failure but persevering through it. Staying consistent during tough times requires mental toughness. It requires the ability to stay focused on your long-term vision, even when short-term results are discouraging. Remember, it's not about perfection, it's about persistence. As long as you keep taking consistent action, no setback can stop you from reaching your goal. Consistency Vs. Burnout, finding balance. While consistency is critical for success, it's important to balance it with self-care to avoid burnout. Consistency doesn't mean you have to work endlessly without rest. In fact, true consistency involves knowing when to rest, recharge, and take care of your well-being. To maintain long-term consistency, you need to find a rhythm that works for you. This might mean scheduling time for relaxation, hobbies, or spending time with loved ones. It's important to pace yourself so that you can keep showing up every day without exhausting yourself. By taking care of yourself and finding balance, you'll be able to maintain consistent progress toward your goals without burning out. Consistency is about sustainable effort, not pushing yourself to the breaking point. The rewards of consistency. The rewards of consistency are numerous and profound. Consistency leads to progress, growth, and mastery. The more you consistently take action, the more skilled you become. The more you practice, the more confident you grow in your abilities. Consistency fosters trust in yourself and others. When you consistently show up and deliver results, people begin to trust you, and you begin to trust yourself. This trust builds relationships, whether in your personal life, career, or business, and opens doors to new opportunities. But perhaps the greatest reward of consistency is the satisfaction of knowing that you are in control of your destiny. By consistently taking action, you create a life of purpose, fulfillment, and achievement. You don't have to rely on luck or hope your success is the result of your steady and persistent efforts. The power of consistency is undeniable. It's the daily, consistent efforts that lead to mastery, growth, and success. It's the small actions, compounded over time, that create the life you want to live. Disciplined habits, showing up every day, and persevering through setbacks are all part of the equation for success. Remember, success is not a one-time event or a single achievement. It's the sum of the consistent efforts you make day after day. So stay committed, stay disciplined, and stay consistent. The results will follow, and the life you desire will become your reality. Failure is part of the journey. Failure, it's a word that strikes fear into the hearts of many. It's something most people avoid, dread, and do everything they can to prevent. We've been taught from a young age that failure is something to be ashamed of, something to avoid at all costs. But what if I told you that failure is not the enemy? What if failure is not something to fear, but something to embrace? What if failure is, in fact, an essential part of the journey to success? Today, we're going to explore the idea that failure is not the end of the road, but a necessary and valuable part of your path to achieving your dreams and goals. We'll look at why failure happens, how to learn from it, and how to transform it into a stepping stone for success. The myth of instant success. First, we need to address a pervasive myth that has been sold to us by society, media, and even ourselves, the myth of instant success. We live in a world where success stories are often presented in a way that makes it seem like certain people were overnight successes. We hear about people who started with nothing, made a huge breakthrough, and suddenly became famous, rich, or influential. We see the highlight reel of their success, but rarely do we see the behind-the-scenes struggles, failures, and setbacks that paved the way for their achievements. The reality is that success rarely happens overnight. It takes years of hard work, persistence, and, yes, failure. Every successful person has encountered failure along the way. Failure is a part of the process, not something to be avoided at all costs. In fact, failure is often the best teacher you can have. It's through failure that we learn the most valuable lessons. Reframing failure, a learning experience. The first step in embracing failure is to reframe it. Instead of viewing failure as a sign of weakness or defeat, view it as a learning experience. Every time you fail, you gain knowledge, experience, and insight that can help you grow and improve. Failure isn't a dead end. It's a detour that leads you to a better understanding of what works and what doesn't. And think of failure as feedback. It's telling you something either about your approach, your mindset, or your methods. Maybe you didn't prepare enough, maybe your plan wasn't quite right, or maybe you just didn't execute properly. Failure points out areas for improvement, and by understanding those areas, you can adjust your strategy and try again, armed with newfound knowledge. Every failure is an opportunity to refine your process and become better at what you do. The key is to not take failure personally. It's not a reflection of your worth or abilities. It's simply part of the learning process. Successful people fail just like anyone else, but what sets them apart is their ability to learn from failure and keep moving forward. Embracing the growth mindset. One of the most powerful tools for turning failure into a positive force is adopting a growth mindset. A growth mindset is the belief that your abilities and intelligence can be developed with effort, learning, and persistence. People with a growth mindset see challenges and failures as opportunities to grow, rather than as insurmountable obstacles. They understand that failure is not a permanent state, but a temporary part of the learning process. When you have a growth mindset, you become more resilient in the face of failure. You understand that failure doesn't define you, it refines you. Instead of giving up, you see failure as a stepping stone that brings you closer to your goals. You become more focused on learning, improving, and progressing, no matter how many times you fail along the way. This mindset shift is crucial for success. When you embrace the idea that failure is part of your journey and that it doesn't define your worth or capabilities, you become more willing to take risks, try new things, and step outside of your comfort zone. And that's when growth happens, when you push yourself to do things that challenge you, even if it means failing along the way. Learning from failure, real-life examples. To further illustrate the importance of failure in the journey to success, let's take a look at some well-known figures who faced significant failures but didn't let them stop them. Thomas Edison, one of the greatest inventors of all time. Edison is often quoted as saying, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Edison faced numerous failures on his journey to inventing the light bulb, but he never gave up. Each failure brought him closer to the solution. Edison understood that failure was not an obstacle, it was a necessary part of the invention process. J.K. Rowling, the author of the beloved Harry Potter series, Rowling faced rejection after rejection from publishers before her books were finally accepted. In fact, she was rejected by 12 different publishing houses. But she didn't let those rejections define her. Instead, she used them as motivation to keep improving her work and pushing forward. Today, Rowling is one of the best-selling authors of all time, and her story is proof that failure is not the end, but the beginning of a new chapter. Michael Jordan, one of the greatest basketball players in history, Michael Jordan was famously cut from his high school basketball team. However, instead of letting that failure stop him, he used it as fuel to work harder. Jordan went on to win 6 NBA championships and is widely regarded as the best basketball player of all time. His failure didn't define him, it propelled him to greatness. These stories are not just inspiring, they are proof that failure is an integral part of the success journey. Every one of these individuals faced setbacks, rejections, and failures, but they didn't let those experiences stop them. They learned from their failures, grew stronger, and ultimately achieved incredible success. Building resilience through failure. One of the most valuable skills you can develop is resilience, the ability to bounce back from failure and keep moving forward. Resilience is not something you're born with, it's something you build over time. And failure is one of the best tools for building resilience. Each time you fail and keep going, you strengthen your resilience. You prove to yourself that you can handle setbacks, that you can overcome challenges, and that you can keep pushing forward no matter what. This resilience becomes a vital asset on your journey to success, as it enables you to face adversity with strength and determination. Failure teaches you to be resilient by showing you that success is not a linear path. There will be ups and downs, twists and turns, and challenges along the way. But with resilience, you can weather any storm and continue moving forward, no matter how many times you fail. The importance of persistence. Failure alone doesn't guarantee success. What makes failure powerful is persistence, the willingness to keep going even after you've failed. Persistence is the key to transforming failure into success. It's about getting back up after every setback and trying again with more knowledge, experience, and determination. Persistence is what separates those who achieve their goals from those who give up along the way. Every failure you experience is an opportunity to practice persistence. The more you keep going, the closer you get to your goal. Success doesn't come from avoiding failure, it comes from learning how to persist through it. Failure is not the end. Failure is not something to be afraid of. It's not a sign of defeat or a reason to give up. It is, in fact, one of the most important and valuable parts of the journey to success. Every time you fail, you gain experience, you learn, and you grow. Embrace failure. Don't shy away from it. When you fail, you're not losing, you're learning. And that learning, that experience will eventually lead you to success. So take risks, take chances. And when you fail, get back up, learn from the experience, and keep going. Because failure is not a sign that you're on the wrong path, it's a sign that you're on the right one. Thank you. You.